All what you youngsters right now think is all brand new. I don't know what I'm talking about. It's just a rerun, homie. The shit you're doing is just a rerun. I live that shit in HD. What's going on, carnalios? So to make these videos, sometimes I get inspired just by driving on the street, seeing something, somebody telling me something, or give me some type of idea. But this one was inspired by the naysayers, the people who always think they know so much about gangs, and it's usually young guys, I'm sure, because older people, a lot of stuff that I say, they know whether they like me or not. It's kind of true what I'm saying. And when I posted that picture of me in my neighborhood, I wasn't glamorizing that because some people will take it that way and they can take it any way they want. I'm showing that you can come from the streets, be a gangbanger, and change your life completely around, because I was that black sheep that everybody thought was going to go to prison for the rest of his life and was never coming out. And when I took that picture and I say, it feels good to be able to still be able to walk to your neighborhood, get a haircut, get some beer, not worry about your enemies beating you up or shooting you, or your homies beating you up and shooting you, because that happens a lot of times as well. Some guys were quick to say, "Oh man, you must have never really been from the streets, because the streets don't forget. The streets this, the streets that," and that's comical. And that got me thinking, man. The streets don't forget, huh? Let me start schooling some of you youngsters, man. Let me show you this picture right here. This picture was taken in 1990. It was when my first homie Whisper was murdered. That was the first homie we ever lost. And I can look at this picture and know probably 99% of the guys. I can roll call them right here. We got Big Pollo. We got Toro. We got Mono. We got Player. We got Rascal, rest in peace. We got Toker. We got Flaco. We got Elf, rest in peace. We got Chito. That's either going to be Chito's little brother, Raccoon, or maybe Soki's, rest in peace, little brother, Lil Soaks. I want to say it's Tweety, Lonely, Triple D, Dirty Drunken Droops, Duster Brown, Santos, Harpo, Bandit, Chuco, Grumpy. I know every single one of those guys, man. But out of all those guys, the last time I've seen a couple of them, well, I saw Duster Brown maybe about 6 or 8 months ago. He doesn't live in town anymore. And the rest of those guys, the only time I may see them, a few of those guys, would be during funerals, man. That's it. None of those guys, any of the homies in the streets right now, can name you and tell you who they are. I can show that picture right now to the homies, and 99% of them will not know who they are, And when I'm telling you about the homie that passed away, that's him right there. That's Whisper to the left. You got Elf and Chongo right there as well, man. And if you ask any homies about them, they won't even know who they are. The streets will forget. People think that you're going to pass away, and when you die, you're going to be like a Nipsey Hussle, right? You think that you're going to be a Kobe Bryant. You think that they're going to come, they're going to drop a mural of your picture, that they're going to remember who you are, that the homies are going to just memorialize you like you're some kind of angel saint or some kind of god in the hood. But it's farthest thing from the truth, man. What happens, and what happened with me was, the first homie dying, I took it hard. When I was a 15-year-old kid, I had never gone through anything like that. I've had family members die and stuff like that, but I've never personally had my homie get killed the way he did. And that kind of flip a switch in my head. At first I was hurting. At first I was devastated, for lack of better words, right? But as time went on, and I saw more of death going on in the hood, more stuff going on, it just changed it where it didn't feel the same anymore. That was 1990. We'll fast forward now to about 2000 and I think it was 2004 when my homeboy Weasel got murdered, right? I remember we're at the funeral. We're sitting here. My homeboy Short Dog over here, man. That's the homie Shorty right there. I've known the guy for 30 something years, right? So the homie Short Dog comes up to me. He's like, "Hey, fool. Fuck, that was the homie. He's dead." He was just not giving me a sob story, man, but just kind of like, how hard he was hurting and this and that. And I said, "Shorty, tomorrow it's going to be another day for us, homie." He's like, "Nah, come on, strange. What do you mean, man?" I was being pretty cold, man. And I was like, "Look around you, fool. Look at all the homies, man. We're all laughing. We're all having a good time because we're remembering the homie. We were hurting a little bit. Yeah, we're hurting a little bit, but once the parade is over, once the big show of, doing the wake, burying the guy, getting the dirt, doing the whole thing, the whole spectacle of a funeral, once that funeral is over, your life continues. That mother that's left without a child, that pain never goes away. The father that's left with a child, that pain never goes away. Brother or sister, same thing. That pain does not go away. For a homie, it goes away right away. Straight up. Maybe if that's your road dog, you may feel it. That may be a few occasions because once the homie's gone and buried, your life continues. Everybody else who's lost a loved one, real close one to them, you know what I'm talking about when I say your life kind of just goes on slow motion mode. The rest of the world is moving on while you're sitting there in slow motion watching people laughing, kids playing. You see all kind of stuff, and it reminds you of your loved ones. Man, that happened to me with my brother, man. It's like everybody else kept going, but my life had completely stopped, and it's never been the same. And that's the same for the hood. When homies get busted for murder, right? I'll hear about it. Some people hear about it. I'd be like, sorry about their luck, homie. No, better him than me. And people who may say, oh, that's some cold shit. Well, that's the streets, homie. That's how the streets work. If you really think that some of those guys that I showed you a picture of back in the 90s are still out there in the streets looking for other enemies, you're sadly mistaken, homie. You're giving your gang name more worth than what it is. Your gang is only special to the inner core that you're in at this time. Every 5 years, every 10 years, the faces change, the people change. The hood ain't the same. You got a very few amount of guys who are still in the neighborhood being active like that because it's just not a game you can prolong it and keep going on with. It's gonna eventually get you in a wreck. It's gonna give you a nice drug addiction problem. That's what a lot of homies unfortunately have nowadays, man. And me myself, what I try to show is, like I said, I'm trying to show that we can come from that life and better our lives. We can come from that life and not be the losers that we thought we were, because that's what happens a lot of times when you're in a gang. You have very low self-esteem. I don't think any young gang member will admit it. He's going to say he's got the greatest self-esteem in the world. But nah, anybody who's willing to give their life for a block, for a street, and I know we heard it, that you don't own, I'll tell you what low self-esteem you have. And then once you get busted for that hot one and you're going to the county jail, you're going to be sitting there right next to the neighbor who you were trying to kill. His same hood. The enemy's hood is right there, homie. And you ain't going to do shit about it. That'll tell you that the game is twisted. It's not what you think. It's not the glitz and glamour that you believe. It's not that you're going to go to prison and you're going to become this rock star. Nah, homie. Somebody's going to go tell you when to use the restroom, when to eat, when to shower, when you get visits, when you can make phone calls. Somebody's going to run your program, carnal. Straight up, man. Even out here to a point, somebody's running your program. They still tell you, what laws you can do, what if you can carry guns in whatever state you're at, what the speed limit is. They tell you all kind of stuff. But I'd rather live out here in a free society any day of the week than be in jail or to be fooled and be thought that prison is glamorized. And you'll see that a lot. You'll see guys trying to glamorize that stuff, right? You'll see guys like when I was making my wife's story, oh, you ain't never been with the big boys and this and that. Fool, I was in jail, homie. I know what it is. What am I going to learn in prison? Am I going to learn how to balance a checkbook? Am I going to learn job skills? Am I going to learn carpentry? Am I going to learn anything that I'm going to take out to society? No. I'm going to learn to connive. I'm going to learn to kill. I'm going to learn to hustle people. That's what you're going to learn. You're not going to learn anything you're going to come out here in society and be productive with. I'm trying to show you that we can change, that we can be better human beings just in general. I'm trying to show you that gang life is a dead end, carnal. And I'm not a guy hiding from my homies, hiding from my hood. I don't glamorize that stuff, but if I was just a guy who was out here, Bible thumping is what they call it, trying to tell you Jesus is going to change your life and he's the one to change you, that's all gravy. I have no problem with that. But young guys look at that, they get turned off right away. That's just the way it is. If I was a guy that wasn't living in his neighborhood anymore, had moved out and don't even come around, they're going to say the same thing. We are always quick to try to discredit somebody and say, ah, nah, this, ah, nah, that. And they try, but they can't because I'm still here, homie. I've been here for all that time. I'm still around my neighborhood. I'm still around my homies. I still got much love and respect both ways from me and my homies. But where I used to get that respect for giving homies guns, for putting in work, for being that guy who just didn't give a fuck and the only thing I cared about was my hood and that was it, right? I don't I don't get that kind of respect anymore. The respect I get now is the respect of an older homie. That instead of putting a gun in your hand, I'm gonna put a hammer and a tape measure. I'm gonna show you how to work. I'm gonna try to find you a job. I'm gonna try to change your life for the better. Because anybody who's trying to make you go to the hood, put in work, they're not your friend, carnal. Misery loves company. And that's what a gang ends up being. Yeah, when you first start out and you're young, it's fun. It's all fun and games. Everybody kind of, you think loves and cares for one another. But think about the guys that came before you. Why do a lot of them don't talk to each other? Why do they have so much beef? Why is there so much animosity between the older guys? Why there's always all kind of drama, or why don't they come around no more? Because they figure out eventually that gangs are poison. Gangs are gonna destroy you. Gangs are gonna destroy your family, homie. And I'm trying to prove to you guys and show you, because I've seen it time and time again. All what you youngsters right now think is all brand new. I don't know what I'm talking about. It's just a rerun, homie. The shit you're doing is just a rerun. I lived that shit in HD in the 90s. I started banging in 89. I stopped banging in 99, homie. I went through the whole 90s as a gangbanger. In and out of YA, out here in the streets, always strapped, always putting in work. You know what it got me? It got me nothing, man. It got me heartache. All it did was almost give me a couple life sentences. But now, I'm living the American dream. And so can you guys, man. First of all, don't join that hood. And if you have, try to steer away from it. Try to slowly but surely get away from it. Because it's something that's played out and it's just going to destroy your life, man. That's all it is, man. And with this, I guess I will have to say goodbye. I hope some of you youngsters, even some of you older guys, can take some of what I just said and learn something from it, man. Know that there is a life aside from gangs. There is a life aside from drugs. It doesn't matter how deep in that hole you are or you were, you can get out and make something productive of yourself, man. If you guys agree or disagree with what I say, leave a comment in the comment section. Hit that thumbs up, hit that thumbs down. I don't really care. And for all you haters who say something stupid, you get that. Bye, Felicia, man. I'll catch you guys later. Bye.